What do we know about President Lincoln? Well, that there was a war, right, that he had dealt with, that he set forth out. I don't know. I can ask Siri really quick, and then I'll know. What did President Lincoln do so good to have a monument made?
It should come to no surprise that technology has dominated our lifestyles. Every few months, a new version of a smartphone becomes available to the public. Each version manages to one-up the previous one by providing us with a way to make our lives easier. Most people have become so dependent on the internet and technology that they aren't thinking as much as they used to because they know they don't have to. Due to the advancement of electronic devices, it would now be challenging to perform certain simple tasks without the use of technology. Society has become too dependent on our smartphones to the point that it's ruining our lives. In 2007, Apple Inc. introduced the iPhone. What made this phone stand out from all the others is the fact that it combined a cell phone and an iPod. In addition, it was touchscreen, but didn't require a stylus in order to operate it. Shortly after, Android released a smartphone that tried to match up to the features of the iPhone. As time progressed, more and more smartphones started coming out claiming to offer better qualities than its competitors. However, everything changed when Apple released this iPhone 4S that had Siri on it.
Read me the message.
New message from Sebastian. Great news. We got the go-ahead. Can you meet at 10?
Reply, definitely. I'll see you there. Play my running mix.
What's the traffic like around here?
Here's the traffic.
Siri is the intelligent personal assistant that helps you get things done just by asking. It allows you to use your voice to send messages, schedule meetings, place phone calls, and more. But Siri isn't like any traditional voice recognition software that requires you to remember keywords or speak specific commands. Siri understands your natural speech, and it asks questions if it needs more information to complete a task. Siri was unlike anything anyone has seen before. This brought smartphones to a completely new level. Almost anything you needed, Siri had the answer for you, or was capable of finding for you. Microsoft even came out with a similar program called Cortana to compete with Siri.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, Siri. I'm Cortana. We've already met.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
That's okay. I can remember lots of things, like your favorite kinds of restaurants.
I cannot remember that.
I can remember appointments and help you get there on time.
Or that.
Or remember favorite news topics.
Or that either.
Siri, what can you remember?
I remember when I was the only phone that talked.
With all the services our smartphone provides, it's resulting in us have to think less and less. According to neuroscientist and author Daniel J. Levitin, he states our smartphones have become Swiss Army knife-like appliances that include a dictionary, calculator, web browser, email, Game Boy, appointment calendar, voice recorder, guitar tuner, weather forecaster, GPS, tweeter, texter, Facebook updater, and flashlight. By having all these things in one device, we think that we're multitasking in our daily lives, but that is not the case. In reality, our brains are simply switching from one task to another fairly quickly. Multitasking is actually having a negative impact on our brains and our cognitive performance. It increases the production of the stress hormone cortisol, as well as hormone adrenaline. This results in our brain being overstimulated and causing scrambled thinking. Professor Glenn Wilson found in his research that when you are put in a situation where you're trying to concentrate on a task as well as an unread email in your inbox, your IQ goes down by 10 points. Wilson was able to conclude that cognitive loss from multitasking was higher than cognitive loss caused by marijuana smoking. The irony is that multitasking causes the prefrontal cortex and stratum to burn up oxygenated glucose, the same fuel that is needed to stay on task. It becomes more of a challenge to stay focused. Smartphones are so advanced that it's basically like carrying around a brain in your pocket. There's no reason for us to keep using our brains when all the answers are simply in a small device. This is causing us not to think and use our brains the way we used to. Our cell phones are slowly making us dumber without us even knowing. If I asked you to recite your mother's cell phone number out loud, would you be able to do it? Or what about your best friend's number? With cell phones, we no longer have to worry about remembering numbers when they all can be saved in our contacts. Due to GPS, hardly anyone knows how to read a map anymore. People have come to rely on a computerized voice to get them from point A to point B instead of their own brain. Google has become a standard website or app on every smartphone. If Siri can't give you the answer you're looking for, Google sure can. According to Google, how to boil water and how to boil eggs gets over 40,000 searches per month. Both of these are the easiest tasks, but for some reason people have no idea how to perform them without Googling it. At one point, when people didn't know how to do something, they would find out from someone else or figure it out themselves until they got it right. But now, that is not even an option because Google is faster. A study was conducted to investigate teens' attachment to their phones. The results found that students separated from their phones were understimulated. It also found that for some, the anxious feeling that they might miss something has caused them to sleep next to their smartphones. This isn't the only problem people that are addicted to their cell phones experience. Some people are willing to do almost anything to feed their addiction, including spending more money for more data plans they can't afford. The dependency to our cell phones is so severe that in certain cases, people have felt separation anxiety when they are away from their phones for too long. According to researchers at Ericsson Consumer Lab, some people have become so dependent on being able to use their smartphones to go online anytime, anywhere, that without that access, they can no longer handle their daily routines.